Hey guys, welcome back to the Unconventional Life here in New York City. Today is super exciting for a couple of reasons. One, I have my middle son Gussie here with me. That is the best. He's come for a quick trip from Australia, starting to get settled into New York life, so that's super cool. And next we're going to VaynerMedia for our 4Ds alumni. So 4Ds is the one-day course that you can do at VaynerMedia and learn so many things. I did that in October 2017, and it's one of the reasons that I moved to New York. So we're getting the whole gang together. People are flying in from everywhere and we're catching up. And you guys are going to come along to the 4Ds reunion at VaynerMedia with me. So let's do it. This is Gus.
Jake, nice to meet you.
This guy has not stopped talking about.
I got him.
Yeah. So, because we've got Gussie here and we're about to go into some meetings here at Vayner, the guys are hooking Gus up with Fortnite in the, do you call it the Twitch studio? What do you call it? Twitch, in the Twitch studio. Not my area of expertise, but Gus is all over it. And I can trust Jason to sort him out. And how good is this? They're setting it all up for him. This is a typical example of how good Vayner people are. Just do anything for you. How are you, mate?
How have you been?
Good to see you.
How
are you?
Hello, dear. Great to see you again.
Good to see you too.
How you doing?
Yeah, the whole thing exploded.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, because what they're using to glue that thing up like that, that's just constantly going out, leaking the little water. You drink it,
poke holes, get selfish, but we'll let's have this be a bit interactive. Awesome, man.
Let's do it. I recognize a lot of you from having done this now for 2 years. So for those of you I saw yesterday and those of you who came about a year and a half ago, it's great to have everybody back in the office.
So that was an awesome update from Vayner on all the different platforms, what's happening with them, things that are new, things that we need to think about. Always blows my mind because there are so many platforms, there's so many different things that we can be doing to expand the brand. Train, I love it. Sorry, Train. And every time I leave here or I come here, I'm always like, oh my God, I want to do a million more things, which is what Vayner is, complete and utter inspiration plus. So yeah, time to keep chatting to the other guys that are all part of the tribe. You know, we're all here because we believe in this stuff and we love Gary and this place and everyone here. So let's do it.
Consulting for businesses.
So basically, the consulting firm works with businesses predominantly under 50 staff, and we look after everything to do with their people from a performance perspective. So how do we get a team to perform at the highest level? How do we create a culture that's like high performing, high engagement? So it's not, in Australia we are considered HR consultants, but here I've learned very quickly that wasn't the right term.
That's kind of narrow, I think, here.
Well,
the performance pieces in it.
It also has a bad connotation.
It has a bad connotation, and also everyone was like, oh, so you do payroll and benefits and that sort of stuff, and so I was like, so it's quite interesting coming into this market after running something for 12 years. Like, the business in Australia is, you know, sort of feels old and sustainable. It's been doing its thing for a while, and then to bring it to another country and start it from scratch, really interesting to hear. Like the first 6 months, I just couldn't get the language right for people to understand what I was talking about. And then I sort of hit the 6 month mark, and I was like, I need to start trying these different things. And then I started to make some more progress. But I was really like hitting this all the time. Have a conversation, be like, oh, it's not getting any cut through, and then I'd go home and I'd like, how else could I talk about it here? And then I'd go in the next day and say something else, and the person would be like, oh yeah, I get it. It's this, and I'd be like, oh, that works. Like it's just interesting.
How long have you been here now?
About a year. Yeah. Yeah, so, everything always takes longer than you expect. But I didn't expect so much difference in language as what there is. So I've learned
The terminology within your business.
Yeah. But what I got to a point, so there was a point where I was like, I just can't get cut through. And then, like 3 months later, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much opportunity here because no one's talking about this. And everyone's...
First mover.
Yeah. Yep. I know.
Starting all over again.
Yeah. And like, so it's so interesting. You look at your current business. Like I know the cycle. So I know exactly if we do business development today, what will happen. And I know that in this month this happens, so I need to do this. I know with a certain type of client or a proposal how it will go. Like I just know exactly what's going to happen. And so coming here, we were sort of going, okay, so when are you going to hit this target, or when are you going to get this? And I was like, I have no idea. I have no data, and so I know nothing. And so I think that has been really interesting to me and made me really think differently about the Australian business and what I actually know. It's been a learning of a massive learning here, but we'll put a different spin on things to how I looked at the business in Australia. And the gift that I have every day of like a network and the knowledge and the data and all of those sorts of things. So I knew, but I probably didn't value that much. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. When you were down there, I was going to introduce you to my son because he's on the fortnight. Yeah.
How was your cleanse?
Oh God, it was so good.
But you don't eat vegetables, so I really need like details.
I had 3 juice. I went on the juice fast. So I had 3 juices a day. That was it. And I would get to the end of the day and go, oh my God, I haven't had my last juice, because you're having all these supplements. You've got this really quite busy schedule.
Yeah.
And so you just don't even notice. It was like so much more.
So it's like mind over matter. They keep you so busy you don't even think about food. Or?
Well, I think it's like, no, they're not trying to not think about it, but it's like you literally have, like, you get a schedule every night stuck to your door when you come back from meditation, and between having like 8 lots of supplements at certain times during the day, and then you have a massage every day, colonics every day, sauna every day, then you've got meditation, yoga, and education. You've got all these things that you just like... You can also talk about this, I'm all about sharing my whole life. So I share because I'm sort of like overriding going, what am I really trying to, what impact am I really trying to have? And my personal view is people don't chase their dreams. They are stuck with society's boundaries that this is how I'm meant to live, and if I've got a dream and I happen to be a 40-year-old mum, unfortunately I can't chase that dream, whereas I'm trying to show, yeah, you can. You just got to take the puzzle pieces out of your life, your puzzle pieces out and put them in a different way. Just got to, and push those society's boundaries aside and just go and do things. And if you're really clear on why you're doing it, then you can make it happen. And so I'm just trying to show that message through what I'm doing.
Thank you for sharing that, because I think that what you just said, what you just said actually really opened something up for me, because my whole mission is to liberate women. So right now I think that women miss, work and school every single month because their periods, or they don't feel good because they're moody, they miss out on interactions with their families, and I think that's needless suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. You opened something for me tonight, so I appreciate it.
Oh, that is so good. Us women.
I know, we have to stick together, right?
Totally. We have to stick together. And we have to get more women coming into 40s and promoting themselves, and people like us to talk about what we're doing.
How do you post your video? How do you post your content?
So it goes onto YouTube, and we also cut it up into little micros, and we put that on Instagram. And
wait, so you put the long form on video, on YouTube, and then you have a team, or you do it?
No, so basically my videographer Train, he will film it, cut it up into a vlog, and then we would just, like myself or one of my team.
And how much time from the time you started doing that until you ramped up, did that start like getting any traction? Like,
We haven't.
haven't? Okay, good. That's good to know.
Yeah, no, and people have said to me, so we'll be up to 40 vlogs. So I started, I don't know, like September last year, so we had a few breaks at different times. No, but nearly one a week, and people have said to me, I said, what's your return on investment? So I don't expect to see that for 3 to 5 years. I don't worry about it at all. I just put it on. I interact with anyone that does interact, and I just, like, all I'm focusing on is putting, like someone just said to me, what's been your biggest success with digital? I said, consistently putting a vlog out. What's happened from that? I don't know. I just know that all I had to do was consistently put it out. And if I could go to that, that's my focus to get, and I constantly looking, how can we raise it up? Am I actually giving value, or am I actually sharing properly? In the beginning, I wasn't as vulnerable as I wanted to be. It's all new. It's like, quite confronting walking around with a videographer there listening to everything you're saying. But then I got more comfortable, and then there were things like I would tell people about my experience of being in New York and the challenges I'm having. They're like, why are you talking about that on the vlog? I would never have known that. I'd love to. So then I started to share more about how challenging it's been and the difficulties of being away from the kids and like just the market and blah blah blah. So I'm sharing losses and wins, and and now I'm still like, I still go, what's the purpose, and all the time, but just for me, so I just keep putting stuff out there, because every time I do it, I learn something more.
Get to work.
We're gonna do like a 10-minute chat. Okay, here's the question for you.
I'm ready.
So, where are you leaving potential on the table?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, I know,
me?
but totally. But I want to know, like
the main thing?
if there's one thing that you think you should be doing right now, if there's one thing that you're like, I should be doing this. There's no reason why I'm not like this.
My mind goes right to where I just made the correction, because it's fresh in my mind, is that I'm not spending enough on Facebook. So I just literally 4x'd my spend on Facebook the last 2 weeks, and of course we 4x'd revenue. Like, it was just obvious, right? That, and I was really pigeonholing myself into roles in the company that I didn't need to be doing anymore.
So now let's talk about the fun stuff.
Yep.
Which is being the first person to pay Gary for a job.
Oh yeah. So.
Because I love this.
Yeah, I just gotta time it, because I want to be the first person. He's said that he's not ready to do that yet, and I just think there's going to be a serendipitous moment. Same way all these moments just happened.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a moment when I'm here. He happens to be here. I'm in the right state. I either am about to sell or just sold something, and I got the money in the bank. And I'm just like, all right, Gary, I know you want to be historically right. I want to be historically first. I want to work for free and pay you, either $50,000 for 6 months or for the year, some like compensatory salary.
Yeah.
All right, what you would have paid me, I want to pay you to work for free as hard as I can. Are you in? And I want to have that moment recorded in history, because I know we'll say yes.
And why is it important?
Because,
like, why do you want to do this? What does it mean?
33, so somewhere in 34, 35, the next couple of years this moment happens, I executed a strategy, I built a business, I exited at a great profit, I learned all this stuff, and then I'm willing to start again.
Yeah.
Which is so in line with all of his beliefs and principles.
Totally.
I'm like, cool, so at 35, I'll start again from nothing, because I understand that it's a long-term game.
Yeah.
And I just think that story will resonate so heavily. And I love you.
I think if you sort of blocked all your friends and then just went, I'm talking to people that I don't know, you would be way more vulnerable.
Yeah, you would get there faster.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think?
It's therapy. Like, I think I mentioned to you last time I was here with Nick.
Yeah.
I lost close, like, friends at 15, 16, because I made this switch in my mind that I wanted to do this, and I know that it just looks like I'm trying to be Gary. Like, I get it. I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm too, like, what's it called? I forget the word. But when you imitate people subconsciously that you admire.
Yeah, totally.
Isopraxia. That's what it is. And, like, they were like, this is bullshit. You're trying to be this person. You're being fake. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, I am trying new things. I'm definitely exploring and figuring things out in real time, and not, like, creating, and I'm just kind of going off the cuff. Like, all the live videos we would do and Jason and the team would record every Monday night, it's called Mindset Monday. Like, it probably felt to my friends very cheesy, right? Like very, but, and if I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that sounded a little whatever, but I was just trying. You know what I mean? And I just wasn't judging myself.
But then to me, I was like,
but they were hating on me. But at first it was funny, and it was just as harsh, just as mean, just as bad. And just doesn't talk to me anymore.
So I wonder
and
what...
totally broke up like the friends.
Oh my God, I wonder what the buttons were that you were pushing for him.
Don't know, but when I reflect on it and I really think about it, I'm like, I know that what I'm doing is good and okay. I made a career change. I moved from martial arts into fitness. You know, I stopped doing what I was doing. I started doing the content. Like, I started doing different things. I know that makes you uncomfortable. There's something about me and doing what I was doing, and he was probably headline reading my stuff, wasn't really closely looking at it. It triggered something in him that made him create a narrative that he literally said, he goes, you know, I realized you were always a bad person. You were always a charlatan. You were always a sleep. He goes, I'm just putting the pieces together now. You've always been a piece of shit. And I'm just like,
Ed, my God.
yeah. So, like,
seriously,
in many ways, he gave me a gift, because once that happened, I'm like, all right, like, nothing worse could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it might have been a trigger for me to do less content for a while. Like, there's probably that feeling.
Totally. Absolutely right. With the more vulnerable you can be, like, but I can't seem to...
What's the biggest vulnerability you have about being on camera?
At the beginning, I was a bit funny about how I looked, but that's, like, I get annoyed if Train does a really bad angle. And I'll be like, Train, the angle's terrible, because it's like, you know, if we don't need it to be a bad angle, let's make it not a bad angle. The other day we had an issue because I was on a stage and we got a bad angle. I was like, oh my God, Train, this angle is so, that was bad. Yeah, but even after probably the third vlog, after the third vlog, I've never worried about that anymore. I don't, you know, get my makeup done. I don't, you know, dress especially for vlogs or anything like that. We never ever do a second take, do we, Train?
Good.
One take wonder.
Good.
So it's not that. It's probably more. Like I could say a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm loving doing this. It's a great personal learning journey, isn't it? Like, just, you know, you just learn so much about yourself doing this sort of stuff. So yeah, thanks for joining the Unconventional Life. Don't forget to subscribe.